AJ Spatola.
And I'm Adam Andrews for Top 10 Nerd,
And these are the top 10 strongest symbiotes even Knull fears. Let's go, baby!
Number 10, Toxin. The son of Carnage, Toxin was believed to be the most powerful symbiote, being the 1000th symbiote in the lineage of Venom, with Venom being the 998th and Carnage being the 999th. The raw power of Toxin was so great that he was feared even by the King in Black, Knull, creator and leader of the symbiotes. Carnage became aware that he was pregnant with a new symbiote. However, even before the birth, he felt only disgust for his future newborn for fear that it would become more powerful than he is, but also because he was grossed out that normally being a male, he could even be, quote, pregnant with a symbiote in the first place, and that's really weird to me, but that's what happened. He therefore resolved to eliminate his offspring. Luckily though, for Toxin, Venom, who quickly learned the news, decided to protect the new symbiote and take him under his wing. So, trained by Venom and bonded with a New York City cop named Patrick Mulligan, Toxin's powers remained restrained and focused on doing good. His childlike personality prevented him from unleashing his full power, which is great because he has quite the power. Toxin resists heat and sound better than other symbiotes can. He can track anyone and has all the combined strength of both Venom and Carnage. Now more recently, Toxin also developed a venomous bite, assuming you would survive the massive bite in the first place. Mulligan was eventually taken out and his symbiote forcibly bonded to Eddie Brock before it found a new host named Bren Waters during the King in Black event.
At number 9 is Grendel. Billions of years back, Knull set loose a lineup of dominating symbiotes designed to obliterate everything in their path. Among these, the Grendel emerged as a dragon of sheer power. After landing on the Earth way back in the 6th century, it engaged in a tumultuous showdown with Thor, leading to its entrapment within a glacier. But its slumber was disturbed when S.H.I.E.L.D. unearthed it centuries later. Then the Maker came along, a brilliant yet controversial figure in the symbiote saga, who got his hands on a fragment of Grendel. His intentions were to use it for his symbiote-related experiments. However, the plot thickens. You see, the cult of Knull had different plans, snagging the Grendel shard and connecting it with the lifeless body of Cletus Cassidy. What ensued was a merging of unprecedented magnitude, reviving Cletus and binding him to Knull. This fusion birthed a new chapter in the Symbiote Chronicles, transforming the Grendel piece into a daunting doppelganger of the original Carnage symbiote. The result was a creature possessing not just the legacy of Grendel, but also the essence of Carnage, evolving into an entity that redefines the term formidable.
Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, you can support the channel by pressing like, subscribing to Top 10 Nerd, and ringing that notification bell. Only if you want it. You don't have to, but you know, it'd be nice.
It's free.
Thanks. Number 8, Anti-Venom. The Anti-Venom symbiote was created when Venom bonded with Eddie Brock after the man was cured of cancer by Mr. Negative. Now, thanks to Mr. Negative's healing powers, Eddie's antibodies gave birth to a new kind of symbiote when Venom tried to rebond, inverting the black and the white of the original Venom symbiote costume. Oh, right, and this is now a symbiote with no consciousness of its own, effectively making it a benign biological white Venom costume controlled by Eddie Brock. Now, it possessed the same strength as its Venom predecessor, but importantly, has different anti-symbiote powers. His touch is basically caustic to symbiotes and can destroy them with long enough exposure. Anti-Venom can cure people affected by things like radioactivity, parasites, diseases, and certain substances. And he still has all the enhancements afforded by a symbiote. To make this symbiote even more impressive though, Anti-Venom is resistant to heat and sound, the symbiote's most significant weaknesses. The Anti-Venom symbiote was recently used to throw a wrench in Carnage's plan to become an extremely powerful version of himself, although it was only momentary.
At number 7 is Zzzxx. Zzzxx, making its debut in X-Men Kingbreaker number 2 in January of 2009, represents an extraordinary outlier among symbiotes, standing as one of the most formidable entities within its species. Now, what distinguishes Zzzxx, besides its unique name, is its very unique mutation, granting it unparalleled control over hosts, in stark contrast to the typical symbiotic relationship observed in other members of its kind. You see, unlike conventional symbiotes that form a cooperative bond with their hosts, Zzzxx deviates by completely consuming its hosts, extracting substance from their organic essence rather than merely feeding off of adrenaline and other organic chemicals. Initially incarcerated by the Shi'ar, Zzzxx subsequently emerged as a powerful tool in various cosmic clashes, exhibiting a brutal and savage nature that cemented its reputation as one of the most menacing and lethal symbiotes to traverse the galaxy's expanse.
Number 6, Meridius. Meridius is an extremely new and pretty unique villain, being the one pulling the strings behind the events of the current Venom run. Now, when Eddie Brock defeated Knull and became the new King in Black, he began to play with the ability to switch from symbiote to symbiote within the symbiote hive mind with just the thought. And then he pushed it even further. Trying to see if he could move not only through space but through time, this eventually led Eddie into contact with other Kings in Black throughout time and to Meridius. Now it turns out that Meridius is actually a temporal offshoot of Eddie Brock, who had become unmoored in time following the loss of his physical body and was embroiled in a time loop started by himself to ensure his own existence and to try and stop himself from becoming the eventuality, which is a kind of antithesis to the Beyonders, which Eddie Brock will always eventually become. Rejecting his true purpose, Meridius created the Garden of Time, where he manipulates not only his past selves, aka Eddie, Finnegan, Bedlam, Wild, and Tyro, but also Dylan Brock and the Venom symbiote, trying to use them to change his own future. Being a millennia-old King in Black, I have no doubt Knull would fear Meridius.
At number 5 is Big Mother, the thumbnail, we're finally there. Big Mother, originating from the ancient tale of Beowulf, is one of the most powerful symbiotes out there. This, basically demon, possesses an incredible array of abilities. Her strength, durability, and stamina are off the charts, making her virtually immune to aging, diseases, and many forms of harm. Donning a demonic appearance, she has a range of powers, possibly sorcery, and shapeshifting abilities, retaining her terrifying visage. Big Mother is a vicious predator equipped with razor-sharp claws and fangs capable of consuming entire individuals whole. Her demonic nature evokes fear and panic attacks among those accustomed to confronting these supernatural beings. Her personality even reflects her demonic origins. See, she takes pleasure in sadistic acts, especially devouring humans alive, but oddly enough, she's protective of her own kind, displaying a nurturing side towards her offspring. She's notably vengeful, particularly towards Beowulf for his actions against her son Grendel. Unwilling to be manipulated for others' gains, she pursues her own desires, as seen in her unexpected venture as a professional wrestler, relishing in the violence and the chance to devour her opponents. A threat taken seriously despite many assuming it's just part of her act.
Number 4, All Black Necrosword. All Black, initially born as a Necrosword, was the first ever symbiote created from the shadow of the evil deity Knull, and softened with the divine power of a slain celestial head, because that's just how it goes. It was basically a sword created from living darkness, and it gives its wielder an exceeding level of power and capability, enough to be able to slay gods. After removing the All Black away from Knull, the alien Gore is corrupted by both his hatred of gods and the dark symbiote itself, and he continues the quote, butchering of the gods started by Knull himself. Long after Gore's defeat in the King Thor timeline, King Thor uses the All Black to stop Galactus from consuming the Earth, but then the All Black connects to Galactus, who becomes Galactus the World Butcher. When Ego the Living Planet arrives, the All Black goes to Ego instead and transforms him into Ego the Necroplanet, who then eats Galactus, and then Ego is destroyed by this timeline's Loki, who takes the All Black Necrosword and becomes Loki the All Butcher, and this sword needs to just chill the heck out because it's too much.
At number 3 is Scorn. Originally birthed from the aftermath of Carnage's shenanigans, Tanis Nieves, or Knives, I don't know, bonding with the offspring of the Carnage symbiote. Scorn then dived headfirst into a whole chaotic tangle. See, this new entity brought real firepower against Carnage, teaming up with the Mercury team to hold off a hostile takeover in Dovertown. But things took a darker turn as Scorn got entangled in the web spun by Knull, the ancient symbiote god. In a shocking showdown, a twisted chain of events unfolded. A whole cult vibe emerged, worshipping Knull, seeing Cletus Cassidy as Knull's mouthpiece. Scorn made a daring move trying to fuse the Grendel symbiote into Cletus to bring Knull back. Yet, in a brutish twist, Cletus went full rogue, taking out Tanis and leaving Scorn's destiny hanging in the balance. The symbiote roller coaster just took a wicked turn, and we're left hanging, wondering what's next in this wild, unpredictable symbiote saga.
Number 2, Venom. Chronologically, in Marvel Comics, other symbiotes had come before, but Venom was the first to appear, and the one that set the symbiotic ball rolling. After being rejected by Spider-Man, the alien Venom bonded to Eddie Brock, a disgraced reporter who also hated the Spid. The two became a lethal protector anti-hero eventually. Now, Venom is not the strongest of all symbiotes by any means, but he's certainly one of the most persevering. Venom has been tested against more dangerous symbiotes and always comes out on top because he's willing to sacrifice everything to keep the world a safer place, and also because he's the main character. He's proved that he can conquer the urges of his race and become a force for good. Because of his unbreakable spirit, Venom was powered up by the god of light itself, granting him the power to defeat Knull once and for all, allowing Eddie Brock to become the new King in Black. As for the symbiote, Venom has recently bonded with Eddie's son, Dylan Brock, and they are both acting as a hero on Earth, but the Venom symbiote has had a bunch of different hosts. The first, chronologically, was a Kree by the name of Tel-Kar, but it's also bonded to Anne Wang and Patricia Robertson to become She-Venom 2 times, the wimpy Angelo Fortano, Mac Gargan the Scorpion, Flash Thompson to become Agent Venom, who's really cool, Lee Price, Malekith the Accursed, and a bunch of other characters because Venom is just cool.
At number 1 is Sleeper. Meet Sleeper, the 7th spawn of the infamous Venom symbiote. Sleeper's origin story is a tad bit different from the brain-hungry Clintar you might be familiar with. You see, this unique symbiote was born under very unusual circumstances, thanks to Dr. Steven at Alchemex's astrobiology lab. Concerned that early bonding might turn it into a monster like the rest of the Clintar, the Venom symbiote and Eddie Brock decided to let Alchemex study it non-invasively. Now, despite its youth, Sleeper's got quite the personality, a bit smug to be honest. It boasts about its superiority thanks to its nurturing upbringing and has a soft spot for Dr. Steven's music taste. But don't get on its bad side because it's quick to anger and fiercely protective of its parent. Sleeper isn't just a pretty face though. It wields chemokinesis, the power to manipulate chemicals, induce emotions, and even cloak itself from other symbiotes. He's a hero in his own right, looking out for Eddie's son Dylan and going to great lengths to protect him.
And that's all we got.
But we will be back, dear nerds.
Until then, make sure to stay safe, and if there's a tough Clintar that you think we've missed, feel free to let us know in the comments down below.
This has been the 2 coolest nerds on the internet with Top 10 Nerd, and I'll catch you all in another video. Peace out, nerds. Hell yeah.
Okay, you ready?
What's up, guys? My name is AJ Spatola.
And I'm Adam Andrews with Top 10 Nerd.
And these are the top
I f***ed it up. I'm so sorry. We're gonna do that again. From the top?
No, not from the top. I'm just
From the top.
From
no,
and
from the
the.
top. No, we gotta make it smooth.
You're up first.
I knew that. Sorry, I need a sippy poo of my Wawa. Powerful symbiote ever created, being the 1,000th. Scorn
emerged from Thanos knives. Second line, Thanos knives. Knives. Thank you. Nieves. Nieves.
Wait, do it again.